welcome to another and very overdue video from Miniature Heroes. I'm sorry it's been such a long time. It's been quite a lot of personal bits and pieces. I really wanted to get some more videos done a bit sooner, but Dad went and broke his hip, which has meant quite a lot of personal changes here, and you know, it's generally been a heck of a strain. We've also had a heat wave here in the UK, which, alright, many of you in foreign climes will probably laugh at, but 35 degrees here absolutely slayed me, and it certainly didn't do Dad any good. So things have been grinding on a bit slow, and I can only apologise for that. I'm sorry. Here's another video. That's all I can say. Let's move on. Father is recovering, by the way. He broke his hip. He was a week in hospital, but he's doing a bit better now, and he's home, and he's tacking about with his frame, so he's not doing too bad. But there, things are starting to get a little bit, well, whatever covers for normal around here. So, what shall I go on with? Well, we've had a restock from Green Stuff World, and there's some products I want to talk to you about, and some products I want to show you. There's some new, there's some that have been in the shop for a time, but I just want to sort of showcase. And so, we will get on with that. The first one I want to do is, this stuff is very popular. Now, if I can get this into camera right, this is the 1.5mm bronze colour hobby chain. And there it is. Now, sculpting chain is a very difficult and time-consuming thing to do. You can get little jigs, I think, that help it, but of course if you want very fine chain like this, it's nigh on impossible, unless you happen to be a world-class sculptor. So this can be bought from me via Green Stuff World, and yeah, it's very popular. It's quite cheap. I think you get a metre of it in there, and it does what it says on the tin. Hobby chain. Very useful if you're trying to show, you know, caged up, chaosy type things, and things that have escaped with broken chains and all manner of things. So that's quite useful. So we'll put that down there. Another old favourite, which we now have quite a substantial stock in, is of course natural leaf litter. Let's see if I can get that in shot without the shine of the blazer. There it is anyway. There we go. Natural leaf litter. Very nice stuff. Comes in a nice pot. I mean, you can reuse the pot and keep all other sort of stuff in it, but this is the natural colour. I also stock the spring green and autumn orange, which are also on the site, but this is the popular one. This outstrips them quite a bit, so we've got another lot of that in stock now as well. Resin skulls. Now, this is one of the sort of curious little things that you really sort of think, well, whoever thought this up, but really very useful. Each skull on here, now I don't know if you can see this, let's see if I can get this in shot. There we go. But the skulls on this are all a little bit different. Whoever sculpted all these, I don't know, but they must have driven them absolutely dotty. So we have skulls that are complete. These are all human skulls. We have skulls with battle damage on them. We have skulls with lumps out of them, with no jaws, with all bits and pieces. We've got, you know, some there that are on their side, and you get two levels of them. You see there's another one under there. Now these are all resin, and you just snip them off and you know, stick them on wherever you want. Again, very popular. I mean, you know, for every Games Workshop and skulls go together like love and marriage, I suppose, really. But yeah, it's if ever you remember the old song, love and marriage, love and goes together. No, that's horse and carriage, wasn't it? Oh dear, I'm even getting that mixed up now. It's been so hot, I don't know what I'm doing. But there we go. So yes, resin skulls. You get 100 resin skulls per pack, and that's enough skulls to do an awful lot of scully type things with. Now, what's else? Yeah, we'll go for one of the new products. This is something that I brought in on this restock, and it does what it says on the bottle. It's paint remover. And you're thinking, hang on, Fitchy, we're supposed to be putting paint on miniatures, not taking it off. Well, this stuff is highly regarded on the Green Stuff World site, and I think it's probably well founded. The thing is, if you've painted a miniature, or if you're in the business of buying second-hand miniatures, they normally come fairly well covered in grot. This stuff will clean them up, get you back to bare metal, and then you can repaint and make a better job of it. You have 240 millilitres in this container. It's nicely sealed. It does have a warning. It says harmful in case of ingestion. Who the hell's going to drink paint remover? I mean, really, you've got to be pretty. I suppose there's somebody out there that would. Skin contact or inhalation, well, that's a bit more plausible. So wear gloves and make sure that you're in a well-ventilated area. It causes skin irritation and causes serious eye irritation. Again, keep yourself at a safe distance. Wear eye protection. I mean, you know, common sense, sadly, has long since died, but I mean, harmful in case of ingestion. I mean, that really does make you think, doesn't it? I mean, do they put that on the side of hand grenades? Do not eat. I bet somebody's tried to eat one. Anyway, you do not eat this, you do not drink it. You use it for cleaning miniatures, and for that it is very good. But do remember to wear protection for it. I've got 3 bottles in stock to try. And yeah, if it goes as well as the reviews go on the Green Stuff World site, there's Green Stuff World, just bring it back there, then I think it's going to be very popular. I've done a lot of miniature stripping in the past, certainly when I had this pre-owned section in the shop, and paint strippers have lost a lot of their goodness over the years, which is why one of the reasons I had to stop. Used to be able to just pop all the miniatures in a big thing with Nitromors and it would do the business, take them out, clean them and put them in the shop. Sadly, no longer the case. Nitromors is not a lot of cop anymore, but this stuff works on a completely different formulation. It's not so much to destroy the paint, but to get underneath and lift it off. It's rather clever. So, moving swiftly on, what else have we got? This is another new product. This is a bit more difficult to see. There we are, a packet of resiny things. The resiny things actually in question, if I can open it up and get them out, are treasure piles. And these are rather nice. Look at that. So as you get a chest, and it's got a little flask there, and it's got all these little coins, and you've got another chest sort of thing open there. And there's another one. Look, that's brimming with treasure, that one. That's quite nice. And you've got lots, your little tiny one. There's a little bag open with a few coins coming in. And I do like the way the sculptor has taken the time to do these little sort of cross coins. There's probably a name for them. I don't know what the name is. If I did, I'd say it, but I don't. And yes, and here we go. You see, there's all these different piles. So hopefully you're picking them up on camera. But yeah, these are nice. I saw these in the Green Stuff World shot, and they're obviously from the same person probably that did the skulls. There are the skulls, yeah. And yeah, they're very nice. They're crisp, they're nicely done, bases are good, the casting is very nice. That one's got a goblet in it. Can you see? There's a goblet in there. There's a lot there. That bits of flaky bits can come off. But I think these are quite good. Now, of course, if you want them just for dungeon scatter from bits and pieces and things, these are going to work quite well. You can paint them up in all different colours. Gold is, of course, obviously, you know, what all adventurers are after. But you can put little things of silver coins in there. Electrum. You never hear about Electrum coins anymore. Now, that was a thing in first edition Dungeons & Dragons, or Advanced Dungeons & Dragons, we used to call it. A mixture of gold and silver. Electrum. Yes. Don't see that very often. Anyway, let's hover them up there. That's another little thing. Look, that's got another goblet on it. Somebody's taken a lot of time. Look, it's hollowed it out nicely. I don't know how it's all worked out, but there. It's all done quite now. High quality resin treasure. Look, that's what it says. Yes. I don't know what low quality resin treasure would look like, but probably not like those. So, there we go there. Now, the final thing I want to talk to you about today is something that I was fiddling about with before Father decided to have his accident and all sorts of things, and I've been doing a little bit of sculpting. I am not a good sculptor. I am, in fact, as you will see very shortly, I am a very, very poor sculptor. However, this stuff is rather good, and I've got a restock of this in the shop, and this is Magic-Sculpt, and you get when you buy some, you get 100 grams of the resin and 100 grams of the hardener. Now, I'll show you what this stuff looks like. It comes with a little seal. Now, it's very tough, but that's what the hardener looks like. And the resin is the somewhat more soft and pliable sort of stuff. You mix them 50-50, just like you would green stuff. There you go. I've been into this part, obviously, because I've been using it. And you end up with a nice, pliable putty. It's not as sticky as green stuff, and it moves much easier than green stuff. You can prod it about and do sorts of things with it. And I have been experimenting myself. And so we've got some things here that I've been doing. I've been attempting to make weapons. Now, I don't know if you can see this, but this is Magic-Sculpt. I mean, I've got the wire wrong, it's poking out there. But you can keep adding stuff. You can make a fairly reasonable blade with it. Here's another one. Here's another one I made, which I made a bit better job of. I mean, the hilt obviously is a bit chunky, but you can start to see you can actually file this stuff up rather nicely. It scrapes with a knife. It files very nicely. These are diamond files from Green Stuff World, which I've also got in the shop, and these work a treat on it. These really do. I've made a battle axe. Now this I am quite proud of, because this I think is about the best thing I've made. And that's got a piece of wire up the middle of it for an armature. But this is all this and everything else is Magic-Sculpt. And it goes pretty hard. It's nice stuff. You can get a fairly good edge on it. You can scrape it with a knife. You can file it. You can texture it. I've tried to make that look like wood. And go from there. Let's see, what other things can I show you? I'm trying to make a treasure chest. And I'm slowly getting there. It's going to be probably the world's wonkiest treasure chest. I mean, when you compare it to something like that, you know, I mean, we've got wonky McWonky and something that's rather nice. I don't know if that wasn't designed on a CAD program or something, because it's very square. But anyway, so anyway, I'm trying that, and I've also, look at this. I've also been trying to make a figure. Look, here we go. Let's get him into things. There he is. It's an undead with wiggly arms. Yes, it's not doing very well. Now, those of you that are very old might remember this. Now, this is what I've modelled him off. This is a Lord of Darkness from Citadel Miniatures circa 1983. It might even say on there who sculpted it. It's probably one of the Perrys. Probably one of the Perrys. They were very good at this. And it's a nice figure. It's badly painted. I painted that probably about 30 years ago. But you see the inspiration, and I've tried, because I thought, well, it's not got a face, it's going to be a bit easier, and I've tried to do it there. And he's got a very humpty back. I don't quite know how that came about, but that's all Magic-Sculpt as well. And I made the little mace and everything. It's a versatile material. If you're thinking of giving sculpting a go, think again from green stuff. This stuff is rather good. I was very hesitant about using it. I've had green stuff, brown stuff, Procreate, and I fiddled about with all of them. But this stuff is actually very good. It's actually very, very good. It smooths nicely. You can use a little bit of Vaseline, and the beauty is, I don't know what it does, but you can smooth a bit, use Vaseline to smooth it, and then put more putty on, and it doesn't not stick. It sticks. It's not quite as sticky as green stuff. It moves a lot nicer than green stuff, and it works well with clay shapers, which, if you've never seen one, are these sort of things. See, they've got a little tiny silicone point, and you can double things about with it, and they come in different shapes. This is a bigger one. This is a Green Stuff World. That's a harder one. The black ones are harder, the white ones are softer. But you can do all sorts of things with them. And if you've got any sort of skill at all, which I do not, you can make fairly reasonable figures and things out of them. So there you go. But it's more expensive than green stuff. I have to admit that. But it is very nice stuff. And 2 pots like this will give you 200 grams worth, and it goes a long way. I'd say I've been fiddling about with it, and you see how much I've got left. So, there we go. Yeah, I think that's about it for the time being. thank you very much for bearing with the channel. I'm sorry it has been a bit of a long time. I didn't mean it to be such, but you know, life events happen, and unfortunately the summer happened as well. Yeah, I've got to do his arms. He's the undead in the flappy jumper of doom, that one. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there, I think. So we're slowly getting back on track. The shop is up and running as usual. If you'd like to subscribe to the newsletter, please do, because I've made a great cock up and actually deleted everybody off of it. So if you would like to, you know, please repopulate it, that would be nice. I shan't be sending any out at the moment because there's nobody on it. Apart from that, I hope to do a few more updates and bits and pieces, and perhaps even get back to doing perhaps a little bit of painting on poor old Mason here, who he's still in his grey undercoat just as he was before, but we'll crack on with that. And who knows, if I make a mess up of it, I'll be able to give this stuff a test and see how that goes. Yeah. Yeah, 240 milliliters, that's not, I think that's quite good value. You're supposed to immerse the figure in it, apparently. Anyway. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've understood it. And I will be back, hopefully, in a bit earlier time next time, and give you another update or something wonderful from there. Anyway, cheerio!